Hey, Eastern Oregon, thank you for joining us this morning on this June the 22nd on AM on EOAlive, your connection to Eastern Oregon. Hey, it's a good
June
day.
flew by too. Wow.
I know yesterday was like the first day of summer.
It's crazy.
I know. What's always funny to me is like, get to the first day of summer and it feels like we've already been in summer. I mean, it's just, yeah.
On our opening videos, that's supposed to make us feel like we're like in studio with like a studio audience, the cheering.
Yeah. Does it work?
Gets me pumped.
That's good. Yeah, we kind of need pumped up today. How are you doing this morning, man?
I'm excellent. I'm good. I'm feeling excellent. I got a lot of sun this last weekend, so
yeah,
I got a little sunburnt and sun sick.
How did you do golfing?
I did really good. My team did fairly well. I think we got like third place, but I was hitting the ball pretty well.
Were you?
Yeah, for as little amount as I've golfed this year, I'm pretty impressed with it. It was fun. It was hot. I mean, it wasn't like death hot, but it was hot.
Did they? And this was for Youth for Christ. Did they raise some money? Do you know?
Yeah, they tell us the number, but yeah, they raised money for sure. There's no doubt.
That's good. I saw. One of Kevin's other jobs is he works at DNB. Saw him yesterday. Yeah. Kevin, for those of you that don't know, Kevin and Kim are the directors of the local Youth for Christ, and just such really great people.
I didn't see Kim out there. Maybe she has another job too, and she was there. But I saw Kevin. I talked to him for a minute.
Yeah. Well, Kim is kind of the thing, kind of like Tanya is here.
The brains behind the operation.
Keeps things from going off the rails. So, yeah. So, yeah. But man, what wonderful, dedicated people. They've been there for like 14 years, 15 years at Youth for Christ.
Long time.
Yeah. And they just built that new facility. It's beautiful. So, yeah. Well, what else is going on?
Nothing. I mean, just a lot of all-star stuff coming up sports-wise. I know Union had playoff games this week for high school. LeGrand's playing in some all-star tournaments, like Little League tournaments over in Baker.
Yeah.
The basketball team supposedly. I've only heard a little bit because none of this is sanctioned by the OSAA. Anything like going on right now, wrestling, basketball wise, is not OSAA sanctioned. So the only way we get any information is from the schools, and school's not even in right now. So it's really hard to get information on what's going on with.
Well, and I kind of heard from someone about the girls, LHS girls basketball. Like we're undefeated or something. I mean, they've been doing really well.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Not to take anything away from anybody, but it's really hard to gauge anything on this year because a lot of teams didn't play. Our baseball team had like 11 all-conference players.
Right.
It was like 11 all-conference players on one team. I mean, I think 7 of them were first team. Like, that's not a normal year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because we had this phenomenal team.
So break that down for the non-sports people. It means that there just weren't very many people in the pool.
I don't want to take away from anybody though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have normally and it's a small league anyways, the GOL. Yeah. It's Baker, LeGrand, Ontario, and Milton Freewater. So you're only pulling from 4 teams. Right. I guess I can compare it to back in the days when I was in high school when we were in the IMC, and that was Pendleton, Hermiston, LeGrand, Bend, Redmond, Crook County, and Mountain View. That was our conference back in the day, 7 teams. And then this year, teams opted out. You know what I mean? I think I don't know exactly how it ended up, but it was like it almost felt like the Oprah Winfrey show. You get an all-conference. You get an all-conference. You get an all-conference. You know what I mean? Just handing them out like. Yeah. And I don't want to take anything away from anybody that was on that made all conference or all state because they were the best in league this year. But at the same time, it kind of, in my eyes, it kind of devalues it a little bit when you just hand it out to everybody. It's something that is earned, you know what I mean? And being all league and all state is like a huge honor. And that's saying you're the best in your league. And this year was just one of those weird years where, well, I mean, we've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Where, it was COVID like last year and only a few people played, and they just handed out awards to everybody. It was like, how do we? And the other thing, like, and not to take anything away from anybody, but how do we have 3 kids off of one team in LeGrand on a baseball all-star team? Granted, they wanted the game to play. I mean, I get it.
Right.
But at the same time, if it was a regular year, even playing in the GOL, we don't get 3 guys on that team.
Yeah.
It's just reality.
Yeah. Well,
and we definitely don't get 7 first-teamers in baseball.
So the OSAA has so much control. And for those of you that don't know, that's the
sanctioning body.
That's the sanctioning body for high school sports in Oregon. And how do you even have games without their approval? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
They're not tied to the high schools, they have to follow state regulations, but they're an outside entity that organizes everything. In the high schools, you don't have to be a part of OSAA in Oregon. If you're a high school, you don't.
Interesting.
But everybody does because they organize everything. And so when OSAA says we're not sanctioning anything, and the reason why is because of liability. So OSAA said, we are not going to be liable if you have these tournaments. We're recommending that you don't do it at the end of the season. And the team said, we're going to do it, basically.
Right.
Is how I get what I gather out of it. So all these state tournaments are not sanctioned.
And they also provide the officials for games,
everything.
Right?
Yeah. Well, so OSAA uses Oregon something or the other, and that's a separate entity in its own, the umpires and officials. But they just decided that they didn't want, from what I gather, they decided they didn't want people gathering and they weren't going to be liable for it. So basically their OSA's insurance said, nah, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, and Cliff Bentz had told us that he thought that the insurance companies were driving a lot of the canceling the events that were.
They got to be, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it all boils down to money, and that's where the money gets. That's where it shows the most, I would think. But the whole OSAA thing, and once again, not to take anything away from the teams, because they're still setting up their own games and doing these state tournaments on their own. There's a wrestling state going to happen for 5A. I know that for sure. Yeah. I just got an email from my son's coach, and their wrestling state is I think next weekend for 5A.
Yeah.
They just had their districts in Brownsville, and my son was telling me about how there were so many kids that weren't there, like from 8th grade and 7th grade. And a lot of that is just because some teams opted out, some players opted out. LeGrand, for instance, they had kids go in the military early because it was a COVID year. They had, we only had 3 seniors on the football team, which is a big difference between 22 from last year.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just been weird. It's hard as a true sports fan and having been through it and had to compete for all conference and all state. It's hard to watch. It's kind of frustrating, but at the same time, I understand. You know what I mean?
Well, there's just going to be a ton of rebuilding next year. I mean, presuming that we're going to be open without restrictions next year. Programs like I don't know, so we've had a championship football team, and at LHS here, and they're going to be rebuilding. That's just all there is to it. If you had only 3 seniors, I don't know. anyhow.
Yeah. You go from 22 to 3. That's a big discrepancy, and it showed against Baker. I mean, that's a team that historically we beat, and Baker beat us this year in football, and that's that's not normal. Is any temperature too hot for me, Craig? Yeah, like 100 and above.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, 95 is pretty hot, but I loved like Southern California high desert heat, which is like 95 plus, but it's nice and dry, so you don't sweat. I mean, you sweat a little bit, but not bad. Like you walk out on the blacktop and your shoes are sticking to the blacktop in the street. That's the kind of heat I like.
See, I don't mind the heat as much as I do the humidity. That just drives me bonkers.
Oh, humidity's terrible. I didn't really know too much about like real humidity until the first time I flew to Atlanta. And I got on the airplane in Portland and I had on sweats and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And I was walking down the tarmac. Is that what it's called? The tube that takes you, and literally by the time I got to the opening, I was soaked in sweat just from walking. It was horrible.
Yeah. We lived in Kansas City for 4 years. And, I mean, the horrible thing is it gets to be midnight and it's still 80 degrees and 80% humidity. It's just suffocating, You
ever get yourself a Gates mixed plate in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Gates barbecue?
Gates they do really good barbecue, but it's so funny. I think I told you that story is like they yell every order. And so, so you say, I'll have this. And they go, a mixed plate, but they're yelling it to the kitchen, but they're still facing you. They're just saying it loud enough that the kitchen can hear it. So it's like
probably part of the,
it is part of the, What's the restaurants in Vegas where they're really rude to you? There's where
they wear the hat. You make you wear the hat with your name and all that.
Oh, you do not want to go there on your birthday.
My parents took my kids to the Heart Attack Cafe in Vegas. And that's where like they have the huge portions. If you're over like 400 pounds, you eat for free. The nurses are dressed up. The waitresses are dressed up like nurses, right? And there's a video on Facebook. If you don't finish your food, you get paddled by the nurses. Well, there's a video of my 14-year-old son at the time getting paddled by these hot nurses and he's got this big old grin on. He probably didn't finish his dinner on purpose.
Yeah, I bet not. Yeah, Dick's is the name of that. There are several of those restaurants down in Vegas, and I ate there one time with some buddies, and the waitress, she walked by and she tossed the paper tablecloth and the silverware and the napkin, just threw it, just like, set your own damn table. I'll be back in a minute. I mean, it was just
I know it's all a joke, but I'll bet you those people that work there don't have a lot of stress in their life.
Probably not. They can say whatever they want.
Yeah, they just go in there and just tee off on people. That would be so fun.
I saw there was a gal, a family went in there, and I don't know that they really knew what they were getting in there because it was a family with little kids and the whole 9 yards.
Oh no.
And and the mom, I think the mom had a birthday, or they found out that the mom had a birthday. And this big guy gave this mom a lap dance, and it was like it was a deal. I mean, they started the music, and he's got like a sumo outfit on, no shirt, he's big and sweaty, and he comes down this long stairway, and you can see him. I mean, so it was the whole thing. They built up the anticipation and the whole nine. And it was embarrassing to watch.
I remember I had a friend that posted on Facebook that went to one of them, and they make you wear those hats, and they write on them.
Right.
And his hat said "Daddy's accident" on it.
No, it's the craziest place ever.
All right, let's get some weather. Are we gonna blast? We almost forgot.
Yeah, we do.
Get to blabbering.
Yeah, and Johnny.
It's already hot out there.
Johnny was supposed to join us. I don't know if he's going to or not. He just sent me a text that he totally forgot. So we'll see.
Wow. Oh, you just put him out there like that too. You didn't even make up a story for him. You just said, "Hey, yeah,
yeah,
hey,
yeah. Hey, so
minus 1 point for the ball game."
That's okay. He's busy.
It's gonna get up to 88 today. Wait, we're supposed to get some rain today?
Possible sprinkles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, at 3 o'clock it becomes showers, not possible, and then 6 isolated showers.
Wow. Well,
are we really gonna get rain today?
That'd be kind of nice. We'll see.
Yeah, my yard could use it.
All right, and then tomorrow, again, just a warm day with maybe some sprinkles in the afternoon.
Is that almost exactly the same, huh? A little bit hotter.
Yeah, but if it's 90 degrees, and it rains, man, you just get some nasty storms out of that kind of stuff. Sometimes we'll just have to see.
Yeah, lightning. I bet you the fire people are not looking forward to this.
Yeah.
There's a job that they post. My buddy Joe McCraw, I read the article in the newspaper about it. They still have fire lookouts in Oregon.
Yeah.
And Baker has one of them, and you basically go to this remote hike-in place and you live there for the summer.
Those are very cool.
I wonder what the internet's like out there.
Probably non-existent.
Great. Yeah, because they fly in the propane and supplies, but you have to park and hike. I think the closest town is Granite, and it's 8 miles away or something like that. That's a long haul.
No, I mean, I think I've had friends who stayed there for a summer, and it's kind of it's cool for a while, but as a job, yeah, it can be pretty isolating.
BC, oh, sorry. I thought you were done talking.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to tell you, I got some trivia for you.
All right, let's hear it.
We're gonna do a little Legrand trivia. You ready?
Okay.
How well do you think you're gonna do at Legrand trivia? And you guys play along. I won't tell the answer, but if you know the answer, put it in the comments. How well you think you're gonna do?
Well, I don't know.
How well do you know Legrand? All right.
I've been here 25.
What was Legrand's? What was the name of the city of Legrand before it was Legrand?
I guess I don't know that.
Brownsville. Legrand used to be called Brownsville, and they changed the name because there was already a Brownsville in Oregon. Yep, that was in early 1900s or so. I don't remember exactly when.
Yeah, Kelsey said Brownsville. She jumped on it.
Yeah, I need to wait before I tell the answer a little bit longer.
Well, yeah, because they're about 45 seconds late. We keep forgetting about that because you guys, you're behind. So, all right.
Why is the valley called the Grand Ronde Valley, and where does it originate?
Well, I've heard a couple of people say that. Well, I don't know. Should I wait for a minute?
Yeah, wait for a minute. We can let them try to answer.
So
see what they say.
So I was texting Johnny. He still might jump in here.
Oh, he's late. I don't even want to talk to him now.
You don't want to talk to him?
No.
Yeah.
You know me and promptness.
Yeah, I know, but he does answer texts.
Yeah. I don't need to answer texts that have an answer that is already known. I'm a huge fan of that. If you know the answer, then why do I need to say yes or no? You know what I mean? If somebody says, "Are you a dude?" Do I need to text them back? Yes.
Yeah.
Or is it just assumed?
Yeah, but truthfully, you just don't camp on your phone sometimes. You just it's
I
okay.
throw my phone away from me sometimes and try to get that dang thing away.
I know it.
It's the devil in disguise.
It is. It's the leash. The electronic leash is what it exactly.
You didn't answer the question though.
Okay, well, so then somebody said it was the second largest big round valley in the nation, but I don't know.
It's the largest valley that's completely surrounded by mountains in the nation, in the U.S. But the reason why it's called the Grand Ronde Valley is because Charles Dowse, who was a French Canadian, he trapped and he basically was like a trapper and a hunter that came to this area early, called it Le Grand Ronde in French, which is like the grand, like the big round bowl, basically, is how he looked at it. And so that's where the Grand Ronde Valley and the river came from. But then there's also a town on the west side of the state that's called Grand Ronde. So you got me. I don't know.
I know. All righty. Well, hey, Johnny's here.
He's late. Pop him in here. Put him in the middle. Yeah, there we go. Uh-oh.
Can you hear us, man?
I do. I can hear you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, how are you doing? What kind of
internet you running over there?
Hey, guys.
This is trippy.
How's it going?
What's up?
You came right in the middle of a trivia section.
I heard. Yeah, you've told me that before about the Grand Ronde Valley being the largest, completely, secluded or surrounded by mountains valley in the United States. That's pretty cool. It's a gorgeous valley, obviously. But so what's going on?
Well, we're just living the dream.
Chatting.
Yeah. How are you doing, man? How are things going in Boise?
It's hot. It's like in the 90s every day. The last week or so. Sure, it's hot over there for you guys too. So I love the weather. Show's going well. I mean, it's not a typical summer because you got the NBA and the NHL playoffs still going. Whereas in a typical season, the year's over by now. So there's still some stuff to talk about. Just getting ready for football season and the rest of the summer. Kind of. Yeah, having a blast, man. I appreciate you asking, and I'm happy, guys. I am.
We're gonna have an odd NBA champion this year.
Isn't that funny?
It's gonna be. I mean, a team that hasn't won it in at least 30 some odd years or something like that. And there's only
more
two
like
championships.
50 years. More like 50.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, there's gonna be some new blood.
How do the Bucks knock off the Nets after that start for the Nets, man?
I think nothing. Well, Kyrie Irving got hurt. What was that, game 4? And that was a bad ankle sprain. Like he rolled that ankle.
Yeah.
Bad. I think if Kyrie is healthy, the Nets win that series. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles, And there's been a lot of injuries in the NBA playoffs. So
and then Atlanta too. Atlanta's a big surprise.
I know.
Beating Philly like that, like what in the world, man? What's going on in the NBA?
You don't know, which is cool for once. The NBA is usually the most predictable league out there, you guys. But not
LeBron,
this year.
LeBron lost in the first round in the playoffs and first time in his career.
Yeah, he did.
Or like 14. What is it? The first time in his career?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a weird year. It's that Rona, man. It's affecting everybody.
Come on.
It's been, hey, getting on this trivia question. What was the original name? Like the original name of EOU? This is a tough one because you're going to guess something and you're probably going to be wrong.
Oregon Teachers College.
You're close. So it was Oregon Normal, Eastern Oregon.
I was going to think. I thought there was a normal in there.
Before that, even LeGrand was home to Blue Mountain University from 1875 to 1884. Blue Mountain University.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, that was the original college in LeGrand, Blue Mountain University. Then they opened Eastern Oregon Normal School, and then they changed that to Eastern Oregon State College, and then 97 they changed it to EOU.
Was it connected? Like, was Blue Mountain University, did it become Eastern Oregon Normal College,
No,
whatever
I
the
don't
hell?
think so. I think that it was. I know that Blue Mountain University was a Methodist church university, and I think it just was like pushed out, and Eastern Oregon Normal School came in.
You guys, you should sell some gear that says Blue Mountain University
Like
on it.
throwback with Dodgy on the back.
Yeah. I wonder what their mascot was.
That's a good question. I've never looked into it. I mean, I would have probably back then. It was probably something inappropriate. I mean, something not PC,
something
like
offensive.
all the other mascots.
Yeah. Do you think though in the 1880s they had mascots?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I don't know. I wasn't alive in the 1880s.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, you don't really have mascots unless you have sports, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think. So they may not have had that. Yeah.
But wasn't there sports in the 1880s? They had to have had something going on, right?
There was barely houses in this part of the area in 1880s. Yeah, there was railroads and little settlements.
Was buffalo riding.
Yeah,
They had buffalo rodeo.
Yeah,
there wasn't even a Mallory in town in the 1880s. We didn't get there until about 1910, I think.
It's funny.
I definitely wasn't in town in.
I was talking to a farmer, Rob Beck, not too long ago, and his family's been here in the valley forever and ever. And he talked about how that his grandma would ride her horse out into the middle of the Grand Ronde Valley, and if she stood on the back of the horse, she could barely see over the grass that covered the valley floor.
Oh, really?
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
One of these days I want to pin down the Buffalo Peak story, like to why it really is called Buffalo Peak, because I've heard like 3 different stories. I've heard they used to run the buffalo off of that peak to kill them. I've heard that the rock looks like a buffalo, which I mean, it don't look like a buffalo to me. And then I've also heard, which this is the most believable one, that the Native Americans would go out on that rock to look over the valley to find herds of buffalo, which that makes the most sense to me. I mean, that I would imagine, but I've heard people say all 3 of them. So maybe one day we'll nail it down. Who knows?
See, I guess it's just news to me that there were even buffalo in the valley. That's because it was mostly a lot of swamp. I
think out closer to the mountains, BC, like out towards Union, the little bit higher area where it starts getting up to the high desert,
Yeah.
I think that's more where the buffalo would have been, not down in the valley, because all of this used to be underwater. Like, if you go out Hunter, all that's all floodplain. That all used to be underwater out there.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. You can still go out there, like to the bottom. My aunt and uncle live on Hunter. If you go to the bottom of their property, it's wet year round. Even in the summertime, it's wet.
Well, and that's why the Oregon Trail actually came around the edge of the valley, because they couldn't go down through the valley. It was all swamp. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just crazy.
What's your best guest you've had on, Johnny?
What's up?
Who's the best guest you've had on so far in Boise?
Wow.
Your number one guest so far, yeah.
Like as far as just like stature?
No. Just the best guest you've had on. It doesn't have to necessarily be the most famous, just the best guest, like most compelling.
Probably Chris Childs lately, the former NBA
Boise
player.
State, yeah.
He went to Boise State. He came on and shared a lot of great stories about playing in the NBA and playing against Kobe and stuff like that. That was fun. So that stood out quite a bit. Yeah, he's the guy. He got in a fight with Kobe Bryant in a game, Brett. This guy did.
That's his claim to fame. That's why you call him a former NBA star.
Yeah, he wasn't a star. You're right. He's a star for Boise State fans. But he played in the NBA for, 15 years or so, and that was a good guest. We've had other coaches, athletic directors. We get pretty good guests. Today we're having Barry Melrose on, the hockey analyst on ESPN.
Hopefully he doesn't stand you up.
I hope not, because he's live. Typically, we want to pre-record these. the big name guests, because spur of the moment they got something else that comes up, they just let you know, hey, we can't do it. So then you're just so you like to pre-record them. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often though. Luckily, guys are pretty nice about it, But
how's baseball games that you've been? Have you only been to one game in Boise?
Boise Hawks. I've been to 3 Boise Hawks games. Independent minor league baseball. You should drive over and head to a game. Both you guys.
I would love to. Minor league baseball is my favorite, dude.
Yeah, live baseball game. There's no bad seat in the ballpark. The only thing you gotta battle with is the weather, because it's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah,
Sun comes right down on you.
And they don't have the COVID passports over there in Idaho. They have those. I mean, somebody said like to go to a game at Safeco Field, there's like a special section for the vaccinated people and non-vaccinated people. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Idaho's pretty much open now. I mean, and I'm vaccinated. I'm moving on, and hopefully, people make the right decision for them or whatever that is. But yeah, you go to Idaho and you go into a busy supermarket or something, you don't see many masks anymore. I would imagine LeGrand's similar.
Yeah, there's a lot of employees that are still wearing them, I think, because they're supposed to, and so on and so forth. But
Safeway's like 25% masked when you go in, probably, roughly. Yeah. Like the people that are wearing the masks are the people that are not vaccinated, that are either probably waiting to get vaccinated or haven't gotten vaccinated yet, or can't get vaccinated because of some sort of health concern.
Yeah.
The anti-mask people definitely aren't wearing masks.
Oh, definitely. Man, it's been such a crazy 18 months, man. I mean,
oh my.
Think back to what we were doing this day a year ago, June 22nd, 2020.
We were right in the middle of COVID.
Sports weren't back yet.
No.
See, we were doing our show, and this time, I don't know what we were talking about. There was no baseball. There was no NBA. There's nothing.
No.
Just kind of figuring out day by day.
Winging it.
Man, what a crazy... We all kind of lived through it to tell the story now, I mean, 10, 20 years, we'll think back on that. Oh, remember the 2020 COVID year. I mean, it's...
And a couple of weeks ago, both of my youngest, Kyron and Pacey, they both got COVID. They had already had their first shot for the vaccination, both of them. We let them choose if they wanted to get vaccinated or not, and they both decided they wanted to, and they both got COVID because of wrestling. Kyron was wrestling, and he got it from wrestling, brought it home. And my oldest daughter was already fully vaccinated at my ex, so they were fine. But Kyron and Pacey both got it. They're fine now. They're back. Kyron wrestled in districts this last weekend.
Brent, you know anybody that had COVID?
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild because you have, I had the first case in Union County was actually a friend of mine, Dr. Tim Gleason. He's retired, and they got it actually in Italy when they came back. But they were strong, he was suspicious that he had it. And so then he self-isolated right off and so on. And it was early enough that he actually had to convince the hospital people, no, I'm not coming in. You need to come out and test me, because I think I probably have that. And anyhow, he went through it without any issues at all. But now,
and he's in his 60s, right? Maybe even 70s.
No, he's in his mid 70s, and but he has had some complications, that have come about after that, some heart complications. And he doesn't know if that's because he did the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. He doesn't know if it's because of that or if it's because of COVID. And then I know another young man. I mean, you guys your age, you guys would know him if I said his name. And he had COVID and went through it fine. But now he really is having heart complications. And so there's just some stuff that it's just kind of wild, because there's some people that get real sick. Some people go through it and don't even know it, and then there are other people that have these long-term health issues that are definitely a part of it. So,
well, we were never tested, but I'm pretty sure Johnny and I both had it. I would imagine.
We'll never know, but man, we got hit. We got hit hard.
There was something early on that went through the office. I think I was the only one who didn't get sick, but everybody else was like, yeah.
Yeah, I'll never know if it was COVID or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, Todsy. I don't ever remember being that sick. You were sick. Gosh, man, you were what
3 weeks?
A week and a half?
Yeah, but then remember I got sick right back to back. Like it was like I was starting to feel a little better and bam. And I remember very clearly not being able to taste too. That's one of the things that makes it stick.
You remember? Yeah, I remember you saying that I can't taste anything.
Yeah, it was so weird.
Yeah. So, hey, Johnny, have you seen Kyle recently? I mean, have you seen his body? That sounds strange, but the dude is down.
I send him regular pictures.
He is down 40 pounds. I mean,
is he really? Yeah, you can see it in his face.
That's what my mom said.
He's losing weight, and that's working. Big time.
Yeah. No, and I see it. I mean, I see it in the way you move. You move faster. You move.
He does.
He does.
The best thing for me is the fat. Some of the fat from under my arms is going away, so my arms don't stick out like they're actually hang down by the side of my body like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And my boobs are going away too. I'm gonna have to downsize my training bra.
So
man, keep it up, bro. Keep it up.
Yeah, no. Is it how far are you down now, Kyle?
Yeah, right at 40.
Yeah. And mention our sponsor so people know what that's about.
Metrum MD right here in LeGrand. The whole team, they work with you. If you need to lose 5 pounds, if you need to lose 100 pounds, I always say it. There's no gimmick. They're not giving you some weird pill. It's doctor guided. He works with you. You're tested, your blood's tested, your heart's tested. It's safe. There is a little bit of energy, lost because you're only eating 800 calories a day. But at the same time, the doctor's watching over that and making sure you're safe. Metrum MD in LeGrand right here. Go see Dr. Kopp.
Yeah, they should, hopefully a lot of people go sign up for that because, I mean, you're a pretty good case in point, Look what it's done for you. I think hopefully a lot of people will sign up and they'll be very successful and help a lot of people.
He's connected me with 2 people that have signed up and that are doing the program because of the show. And we kind of cheer each other on, a couple young ladies. And we just they go in at the same time that I go in on Wednesdays to get weighed. And we just kind of talk about what we got going on and struggles and how much weight we lost. And it's a cool thing. And the coolest thing is this works for teenagers too. It's not just for adults. If you have a kid that's teenage age that's having trouble losing weight and needs some help, go see Dr. Kopp. Go to their website, sign up for a free consultation. They'll walk you through everything before you spend $1.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy for you, man. That's
it's working out real well. I needed accountability. I needed accountability to lose weight, and I've never really dieted before. I never, and I always put my family and everything before me, and I didn't really take care of myself when I was drinking, and I put on weight, and now the accountability is what's helping me, and the cheerleaders. I got a lot of cheerleaders. A lot of people cheering for me. I do.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about cheerleaders, literal cheerleaders. For a minute.
Well, I got them cheering for me too.
That kind of helps everybody, dude. Yeah. So
I got them cheering for me too.
Yeah. No. So Megan, you probably haven't met Megan, Johnny, but Megan is reading our news for us, our daily news, and it's really cool. She's just a cool girl. And she's just graduated from EOU, and she's a cheerleader. That's kind of why that was on my head.
You have met her. He has met her, though. Johnny knows her. She was the one that was working next door for DDRC at Marketplace at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing any type of coverage for sports in the fall? You guys know yet what your lineup's going to look like?
Like streaming wise?
Yeah.
No, we don't know that yet, but I mean, it'll be just the normal, the Valley, EOU. And then if the high school needs stuff streamed, they don't have outdoor cameras. So the fall and the spring will be where we come in, because they took that contract with NFHS, which NFHS put 2 cameras in your gym if you would stream through them, right?
Okay.
And during Corona. So during the indoor sports, they have the capability to just put it up themselves. In the fall and in the spring, though, the outdoor sports is where we'll become viable for them again.
It'll be nice to get things back in the fall. I'm ready to go to packed football stadiums again.
Yeah.
I know where I'm at here in Boise. This town just can't wait for football season to get, Albertson Stadium packed again. And not just football, not just college, but high school stuff, man. So it's going to be a fun fall, guys. I'm excited.
Yep. Me too. I can't wait. EOU is going to be good this year too. They're returning everybody pretty much. I mean, it's almost the identical team from last year, and that team last year was just a scraping away from winning the Frontier Conference.
Yep.
It's going to be fun.
That high expectations, and that's how Coach Camp wants it. I like it.
Kai Quinn's last year at the helm at EOU. What is it, like year 12 or something like that?
I know, seriously, that quarterback has been there forever. He's been there as long as Max McCullough.
Oh, yeah, I think they were roommates their freshman year. That was like back when it was still called Blue Mountain University.
That's a good joke for Max. When Max showed up, it was EOSC or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, so Johnny, I have a question.
Yeah.
So how is the domesticated Johnny doing? And by that, I mean, give a little bit of explanation. Yeah, Johnny's been living as a bachelor forever, essentially, even though you've had a significant other. And now, you even moved your cats recently. So it's like, yeah. So how's the domesticated
Yeah, we got
Johnny?
the Brady bunch of cats. I had 2 and she had 2. So when we moved in to the house we're living at now, luckily it's pretty big and they're outside most of the time. You'd be surprised, Todsy, but they just, we got a really cool area, backyard, so they kind of just come and go. And no, domestication's been challenging, guys.
You think?
But I'm happy.
I mean, generally you put floaties on when you learn how to swim. You don't just dive off the diving board into the deep end with no floaties on.
And that's what I did, and my girlfriend Cher, bless her heart, because it's a constant challenge for her, reminding me of this or that, but it was time, Brent. Time to settle down a little bit, bud.
Yeah. So have you learned to put the toilet seat back down?
Oh yeah. That's domestication 101. I haven't slipped up on that for a while.
That's good.
I'm like, hey, put the toilet seat down.
I'm a firm believer in, if she wants me to put the toilet seat down, she needs to not stick her hair on the wall in the shower.
It's okay. Is that your part of the domestication?
Yeah, like if a woman has long hair, and it gets on their body, my ex, she would get it and she would stick it on the wall to get it off her hand, and there would be hair all over the shower, and I'm like, all right, I'm leaving the toilet seat up for a day. Not really, but that was Johnny lives with how many females? It's just females and you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Cher's oldest daughter living there too?
She comes and goes.
So 3
right
and a
now
half.
it's me, my girlfriend, her daughter, and my mom was with us. She comes and goes too, but there's no other men in the house, unless Cher's son comes over, but he lives in Boise. No, it's just me and the ladies, guys. But I love them, and it's going out really well. I'm happy.
I played golf this weekend in a tournament with a cop from Meridian.
Oh, cool. Did he go to Fat Guy's Fresh Deli?
Yeah, that was the first thing I asked him. He was like, I love Wally. He's one of Caleb's buddies. His name's Kyle, but I don't. Yeah.
I think I've met him before.
His name's Kyle. He's a big dude. It was pretty fun. It was actually.
Hey, do you get a lot of spam risks? Every time I get a call, it's a spam risk now. You guys get those?
Like a spam, like it's like a.
It says spam risk
on your phone
when they're calling you up, man.
Yeah, but you have an Apple though, right? iPhone.
Yeah.
So I do. Mine is different. It says potential scam or potential spam or something like that. So, yeah, it's endless. In fact, when I like to play with the Social Security people because I'll get a call probably twice a week, like, hey, your Social Security number has been declined because of fraudulent activity. Please hold the line, and if I'm bored a particular day, I'll like draw that out as long as I possibly can. Oh, really? What's going on? And make them. Yeah.
It's annoying.
Oh, it's awful.
All right,
well, guys, I got to get ready for my meeting.
All right.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Dodzy, Brant. Yep. I'll let you know next time I'm in town.
Yep. Be good.
Love to see you, man. Thanks a bunch.
All right, so BC, I got one more trivia question for you. What's LeGrand's nickname? There used to be a grocery store in LeGrand that was named after it.
LeGrand's nickname?
Yeah, what's LeGrand called? There used to be a grocery store in town owned by Bob Kretschmer that was called this particular name. Anybody out there know it? I'm not gonna answer it, but
the store that Bob owned, wasn't that Shopping Cart?
No, Bob didn't own Shopping Cart. He managed Shopping Cart after he sold this particular store that I'm talking about.
Okay. Well, wait. So maybe someone else will know the answer.
I'll bang out my list and then I'll give the answer at the end.
Okay. All right.
On this day, what's the date today? June 22nd, 1910. The first airship with passengers sets afloat, the Zeppelin Deutschland. On this day in 1932, Congress approved the Lindbergh Act, making kidnapping a federal offense. And then they turned around and amended it 2 years later. 1939, the princess and future Queen Elizabeth met her husband, Prince Philip of Greece. Isn't that crazy? She's still the queen.
Oh, yeah.
She met her husband in 1939.
Wow.
In 1955, on this day, Walt Disney's animated film Lady and the Tramp was released. And then in 1983, on this day, it was the first time a satellite is retrieved from orbit by an actual space shuttle.
83?
Yeah, 1983. 1983. The let's see, the number one song, still Paula Abdul, Rush Rush. And then finally, my quote for the day is Muhammad Ali. I hated every minute of training, but I said don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion. And I mean, those are words to live by right there. I mean, yes, you're going to go through struggles and you're going to have some suffering, but you reap the benefits in the long run. So, there we go. That's the right answer. Hub City. Bam. Penny McKay.
That was LeGrand's nickname, Hub City.
That's LeGrand. Yeah, we are the Hub City. And then there was a Bob's grocery store downtown was called Hub City.
That's not a bad. I mean, I'm involved with several people trying to work on the branding of LeGrand and so on and so forth. And people have called it the hub of Eastern Oregon. The Hub City. That's got a little snap to it.
It's the nickname. I like it too because it is the hub. I mean, you can either go north and head, like northeast or whatever, and head up the branch, or you can go east and head to Baker, or you can go west and head to Pendleton.
Yep.
I don't know where you can go south, but I don't know that there's really a road that takes you directly south from LeGrand. Is there?
No, well, not really. I mean, the road out to Ukiah, That's kind of more like southwest.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
guess if you go like out to Hillgard and go that way, that's definitely south. There's no doubt. But yeah, Hub City, that's a good. That's why I mean, and I think part of that, like, you know, the logo for the city is like the wagon wheel.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a hub, you know what I mean? Like a hub, whatever,
Yep.
you know. And so yeah, it's Hub City. And then they just talk. This is a really good article if anybody ever wants to look it up. Oregon Encyclopedia, and it's written by who's it written by? It's written by Rebecca Hartman, and it's actually really good information on LeGrand. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. This is not a paid advertisement. This is just me telling you there's a really cool spot to find some information about LeGrand. It's OregonEncyclopedia.org. It's a great site. Yeah.
And then they have it broke down into cities from there or counties.
Yeah. And then they also have historical pictures, which is crazy. There's a picture of downtown LeGrand in 1908, and there are people all over the streets. It's just it's crazy. It really is. But you can totally tell it's LeGrand because I can see the mountain right in the background. I mean, it's definitely LeGrand.
Cool stuff.
Really cool. Yeah.
All righty. Well, hey, I haven't told you, but Donna Beveridge is going to be with us on Thursday. Right.
Okay. Good. Yep. Donna Beveridge. Sports show tomorrow. We have the news coming out every day now at 5. We have weather coming out on Fridays at 6. We're moving forward. Yep. We have a new version of the news that's going to come out real soon. It's going to surprise everybody. There's no doubt.
All right. Hey, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you Thursday.
Appreciate you, Eastern Oregon.